This story with Blake Lively, her husband Ryan Reynolds, and Justin Baldoni just keeps coming. So much information just keeps coming out. The story just keeps coming. Blake Lively came out. She was featured in a New York Times article where they were talking about how he sexually harassed her and created a hostile work environment on set. And then he came out, Justin Baldoni came out and said, I'm suing the New York Times because what they put out was altered text messages and they used things that were taken out of context. So he sued the New York Times. Well, today, there's articles coming out that he is actually suing Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds for defamation. These are some of the articles that are literally fresh off the press. Justin Baldoni sues Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds for $400 million. So different people are picking up this story. I'm going to start out with the USA Today story. Justin Baldoni is suing Blake Lively for $400 million. In a federal lawsuit filed Thursday in the Southern District of New York, Baldoni's lawyers accused Lively and her A-list actor husband, Ryan Reynolds, of defamation and extortion. Baldoni's lawyers write in the filing that Lively unequivocally left them with no choice, not only to set the record straight in response to Lively's accusations, but also to put the spotlight on the parts of Hollywood that have dedicated their careers to being the antithesis of. Baldoni, who has posited himself as one of Hollywood's most outspoken advocates against the pervasive elements of masculinity that led to the Me Too reckoning, was accused of sexual harassment by Lively in a lawsuit filed late last year. The lawsuit repeatedly slams Lively for alleged on-set behavior. Baldoni's lawyers say that his company, Wayfarer Studios, cast the Gossip Girl alum as the film's protagonist, Lily Bloom, even though they claim that they learned that Lively had a reputation for being difficult to work with. At first, the suit claims the pair text almost daily, and they shared a comfortable dynamic with friendly banter. Later, though, during pre-production for the film, Baldoni claims Lively began asserting control almost immediately, specifically over her character's wardrobe. At one point, Lively insisted that her character had money and could afford $5,000 shoes, despite being a fledgling small business owner. The lawsuit claims Lively's character Bloom was a floral shop owner. In a statement to USA Today on Thursday, Baldoni's high-powered entertainment lawyer, Brian Friedman, addressed the suit. This lawsuit is a legal action based on an overwhelming amount of untampered evidence detailing Blake Lively and her team's duplicitous attempt to destroy Justin Baldoni, his team, and their respective companies by disseminating grossly edited, unsubstantiated, new, and doctored information to the media, Friedman said in a statement. Friedman added, "It is clear based on our own all-out willingness to provide all complete text messages, emails, video footage, and other documentary evidence that was shared between the parties in real time that this is a battle she will not win and will certainly regret." Some other things that have been circulating around this situation is Ryan Reynolds' portrayal of this character right here called Nice Pool. Like this person said, the more I learn about Nice Pool's character, the more evident it becomes that Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively were mocking Justin Baldoni in the Deadpool Wolverine movie. Here are all the scenes where Nice Pool is imitating Justin Baldoni. So he was talking about his wife, Lady Pool, and he was like, she just had a baby and then she lost the weight right away. And he was like, I can say that. It's okay because I identify as a feminist. And so they were saying that this right here is showing that Ryan Reynolds was one of the people that was sitting up here using his power to actually mock Justin Baldoni. So here is the article from Forbes. It says the entire Justin Baldoni versus Blake Lively feud explained. Baldoni sues Lively for defamation and extortion. It says Justin Baldoni has filed a federal lawsuit in New York against Blake Lively, alleging his co-star tormented him, his family, and his partners, falsely accused him of sexual harassment, and used him as a scapegoat. Used him as a scapegoat to dodge the negative press surrounding her. The latest move in a tense legal battle between the two stars. Here are in-depth explanations for Lively's claims and Baldoni's claims. And I did click both of these hyperlinks. So here is Blake Lively's side, and this article came out last week. This one says Blake Lively, star and producer of the summer hit It Ends With Us, accused her director and co-star Justin Baldoni of sexual harassment, creating a hostile work environment on set and orchestrating a smear campaign against her, which he has denied through a libel lawsuit against the New York Times, and while threatening a lawsuit against Lively. And that lawsuit is obviously, like I've already said, is already dropped as of today. Okay, so let's hit these bullet points. Lively filed a complaint last month to the California Civil Rights Department and followed it up a week later with a lawsuit in a New York federal court, making a series of allegations against Baldoni, including various instances of alleged sexual harassment and retaliation. Baldoni challenges Lively's allegation and makes claims of his own in his own lawsuit filed against the New York Times, which had published an article detailing an alleged smear campaign orchestrated by his publicist and a crisis management expert against Lively. Also named in Lively's sexual harassment lawsuit is producer Jamie Heath, and Lively's lawsuit claims she and the film's producers held an all-hands meeting on January 4th, 2024, in which Lively raised concerns about Baldoni's and Heath's alleged misconduct. Lively's lawsuit contains text exchange between Baldoni, crisis PR manager Melissa Nathan, and publicist Jennifer Abel that appear to show them discussing the smear campaign tactics against Lively, including a text from Nathan claiming she can bury anyone, and text from Baldoni showing Abel examples of tweet threads targeting female celebrities, stating, "This is what we would need." Baldoni's Times lawsuit counters these exchanges, alleging the Times and Lively's lawsuit omitted text and show that he and his PR team did not intend to bury anyone. And what they are saying about this is, how did they even get these text messages, and why did the New York Times seemingly leave things out for the sake of context? So that's what the bullet points with Lively's claims. And this is the article that dropped today with Baldoni's allegations. Justin Baldoni has filed a countersuit against co-star Blake Lively, claiming the actress hijacked the film he was directing, falsely claimed sexual harassment to bury negative sentiments against her, and launched her own calculated and vitriolic smear campaign to destroy his career, after she alleged he sexually harassed her on set and helped engineer an online campaign to damage her reputation. Okay, his bullet points. Baldoni, Wayfarer Studios, publicist Jennifer Abel, crisis management expert Melissa Nathan, and other plaintiffs filed a lawsuit on Thursday in New York federal court against Lively, her husband Ryan Reynolds, her publicist Leslie Sloan, and Sloan's firm Vision PR. The complaint filed Thursday counters many of the claims made by Lively last month in her own lawsuit against Baldoni, and also alleges she knowingly invented false sexual harassment claims meant to destroy Baldoni's reputation and bury the negative press attention she received surrounding the film's release. The suit claims that Lively, who was publicly blasted for her tone-deaf promotion of a film centered around Diffie, could not tolerate her publicly tainted image for even a moment and decided to use Baldoni as a scapegoat by accusing him of harassment and creating a hostile work environment. His latest lawsuit repeats many of the claims made in a December 31st action against the New York Times, in which Baldoni claimed he was steamrolled on set by Lively's constant attempts to change things about the film, was aggressively berated by Lively's husband, Ryan Reynolds, over a misunderstanding about fat shaming, and said that Lively persistently tried to overstep Baldoni in the editing process. It also claims that Lively refused to promote the film with Baldoni, had him removed from all promotional materials and posters, attempted to have him banned from the film's premiere under threat of a boycott, and ultimately permitted him to attend under humiliating conditions. And these are some wild allegations because this was his film that he commissioned. So if she did come in and start bullying to get credit, then this is definitely going to look bad. But this is all, all of this fighting and lawsuits or whatnot is obviously going to have to be sorted out in court. As we watch this case unfold, we're going to have to take it with some sensitivity, some nuance. There are allegations of sexual harassment, workplace bullying, overstepping bounds, trying to take over the set or whatever. So there are a lot of allegations going back and forth. We're going to have to watch it play out, but it is not productive to make it like this is Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, just because they both include a man and a woman. This case can be taken on its own merit without thinking that Blake Lively is Amber Heard and Justin Baldoni is Johnny Depp. We will have to wait it out and see how this is going to land, because the case is not even remarkably the same. So we can wait it out. We can look at what has been alleged right now. But I do believe that they're going to have to bring in people, witnesses, to corroborate the evidence that is put through, because these lawsuits are not that drastically different. It's just going to be whose interpretation is going to come out as being fact, and who's going to come out being the victim and the villain. We shall see. So go ahead and weigh in and let me know what you think of this. An anonymous kitten sent this comment to me into one of my inboxes. She said, "The perfect victim does not exist. Just for the record, I believed Amber Heard and I was on her side. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds have horrible reputations as people and often use NDAs to silence people. Justin does not have this issue. His reputation was stellar before Blake. I'm glad he's suing her and them. I told you Blake is a mean girl, and so is Ryan. People say this is flipping Me Too on its head, and I disagree. Me Too has to be big enough to cover the men who are victimized as well. Look at Blake Lively. Look closely. Sided with Harvey Weinstein and threw his victims under the bus. She also sided with Woody Allen and threw his victims under the bus. That track record speaks quite loudly. This is not Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp. From plantation weddings to the mistreatment of the topic of the movie she was hired to do, focusing on her products like hair care and alcohol rather than DV, to her treatment of reporters, fans, performances at press junkers, interviews, behind the scenes moves, and bullying people with her husband Ryan. She is an effing nightmare, and I hope he wins. Look it up, it's all there for you. You might want to watch the interview with the Norwegian reporter who congratulated her on her pregnancy and how nasty Blake was to her." So that is an anonymous comment that I got from an anonymous kitten. So that just kind of adds depth to it. And there have been so many comments, and I do believe that there is room for nuance. The fact that people keep acting like this is Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp situation, that kind of erases the facts that these two cases are completely different. Anyways, let me know what you think about this one as well, this additional commentary as well.